Eagles fans, Eagles fans, Eagles fans. What's good? This is your boy, Tony DeShields II, and you guys are locked in on your dose of chalk it up where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. As you guys can already see and as you already know, I'm here with my guy, Foothills from the Nest Out West. You know how he does it. You know, he's carrying it. He's carrying the flag big time on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? He always does it real big for us. We got 8 people on the live stream. Woo, we coming in hot, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We appreciate you guys for locking in with us, you know, and also waiting patiently for this live stream to get started. You know, we was doing some pre-production, you know, catching up. You know, we got to make sure each other, you know, are good mentally, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure we check the pulse on each other, you know, check the temperature because we care about each other in this community, you guys. And it's really important for us to really lock in, make sure we're all in our right headspace, just make sure that things are just flowing and everything is just calm, cool, collected, and copacetic. But my man, Foothills, how are you feeling, man? Let's talk to the people, dog. Let's just hop right into it, man. What's your thoughts about life? What's your thoughts about, these Eagles? Just go on your spiel right now, man. The floor is yours.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I'm Foothills, and I am back in the Nest Out West, where I'm trying to bring you the best when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles football content on YouTube. And man, am I so glad to be back with my boy Tone. Like we said, pre-production, we've been looking forward to this all day. Let's get it going. I'm extra excited right now because me and my family, we're wrapping up some loose ends at home, and we're ready. We're going down to the happiest place on earth. We're going to see Mickey Mouse and Company, and going to spend some time at Disneyland this coming week. So we're juiced. We're ready to go. We got the bags packed. We're ready to go hop on a plane and head down there. So let's get it going, Tone. I'm feeling good. I had a pretty busy day. I've been running around the house, cleaning up, just doing the chores and doing some extra cleaning up around the kitchen and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm feeling good. So glad to see everybody's been very patient with us in the chat. So definitely, let's get it going, guys.
For sure, my man. Like I feel you on that. Like, you mentioned, just going around the house, getting things all, nice the way you want it, this, that, and the third. And it's, the last thing you want to do is come home to chaos after you've just been in paradise. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing worse than leaving your home worse off. And for me personally, like I remember the one time I went on vacation and I was kind of running late on my packing. And I didn't really do things the way I wanted to as far as cleaning, things of that nature. And I came back, man, and I was sick. Came home to a bed that wasn't made. Came home to a bathroom that wasn't clean. Came home, came home to shoes and clothes. Man, I get it. So, the everyday life, the everyday grind of life is definitely worthwhile, especially if you're making it as easy as you possibly can on yourself, just by doing right by yourself, doing right by your family, doing right by, the people around you and, just putting out good energy and just living life to the fullest and understanding that we only got one of these things and we got to just take it one moment, 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time, my man, Absolutely. So again, man, I'm grateful to you always for locking in with me, again, like, Let's just have right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go.
No, I was gonna say that what you just said. That's exactly what I mean when I say keep it fuego. Exactly. Just live life to the fullest. Be a good person, and just keep it fuego, dude. Like it's. I love my saying and
keep it fuego.
It's right. It's. You guys are gonna see it more and more, and it's something that really could be a mantra. And I really like. I just like that mindset, and I'm with you, Tone. I'm on that. And shout out to Eagles Uncensored. We were supposed to do a little his first YouTube initiate. We're going to do a roundtable live stream earlier today with me and a few other guys, but we forgot to let him know that with the StreamYard and YouTube, you have to wait 24 hours before you could post. So he has to wait that initial 24 hours first, and so it got postponed until tomorrow. So tomorrow 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Eagles Uncensored. Yeah, check us out. We're gonna be getting him initiated into the Eagles content creator community.
For sure, my man. So let's just hop right into it, dog. OTAs just ended. Nick Sirianni had a press conference to close everything out, and He mentioned some things that was, very, very interesting. He mentioned the fact that he want these guys, to go home, rest up, but he also want these guys to come back in the best shape of their lives. And I take that as he's about to send these guys through the ringer, man, because, Nick Sirianni just strikes me as that kind of guy that he's a fun guy to be around, but at the same time, he can be pretty intense to be around as well. You know what I'm saying? You gotta roll with the punches and take the good with the tough. You know what I'm saying? Take the nice with the not so nice. And Nick Sirianni, he's just been preaching time and time again, competition, competition, competition. And that alone cannot be understated. That alone cannot be overlooked because, there seemed to be a lack of, in previous seasons. It seemed like guys were pretty comfortable in their positions. It seemed like guys didn't really have to work too hard to earn their spot, AKA Alshon Jeffrey, you know what I'm saying? AKA Jason Peters. Too often veterans were being pushed to the forefront when you had guys that were younger, who were willing to fight harder, who just had a higher energy about them, you know what I'm saying? And it's just so good to see that Nick Sirianni, based off everything he said, based on what we've been saying, but the minor footage of OTAs and so on and so forth, it's so good to just see guys eager to get to work, seeing guys, communicating, showing that camaraderie, that chemistry, and guys just understanding that the guy next to you, he's hungry just as much as you. And guess what? Everybody's plate is the same size. So the question is, are you going to fill your plate up, or are you going to, who's going to come back for seconds? Who's the hungriest?
Right.
And I just love the energy that he's bringing to this team. I can't wait for the Eagles Uncensored, where they got the coaches mic'd up, talking to the guys, and you hearing the little details of the game that they talk about. There was a little clip with Jonathan Gannon when he was talking to the D-line guys, just letting them know like why Tracy Rocker and himself are teaching them certain things. And one of the most important things that Jalen Reagor even said, he said one of the things I love about the staff is they're not just telling us to do things, they're telling us what to do and also why they want us to do it. And they're showing us themselves and the purpose of it. And I think that's the best thing when you're teaching guys, especially grown men. It's easy to do a lot of this. When you're dealing with grown men, I'm pretty sure you and I can speak for that. When you're dealing with grown men, you can't just tell us anything. You got to show me. You got to show us.
100.
You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts about OTAs overall? What are your thoughts about Nick Sirianni, the coaching staff, just the culture they've been implementing, and just share your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm getting very good vibes from Nick Sirianni so far as the head coach. He just he seems to have a somewhat of a swag about him. To me, I definitely like his style of t-shirts he's been wearing at some of the OTAs. He's been I seen him rocking a Brandon Graham t-shirt. He's rocking old school looking tees, things like that. So and like you said in pre-production, he's putting in that work right alongside some of these players. Who was he challenging in the catch machine? You said he was.
So he had it was him. So he had Devontae Smith and Travis Fulgham competing back and forth on the green ball catch machine. It's almost like remember back in the day they had like the tetherball.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but with a football on it. And literally, the receivers would have to throw the ball as hard as they could, and the ball would just snap back at them. They had to catch it.
Oh wow!
And they had those guys just competing, and whoever fumbled, whoever dropped the ball, they were just competing, and they had the whole team. They had the defense, especially, they had the whole team watching. It got to a point where guys were just starting to crowd the area, they going back and forth, they going at it, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Especially with Devontae Smith being the young guy, the rookie. And, Travis Fulgham been in the league, a few years, but he's been a practice squad guy for the most part, being called up, called down. And, you can make an argument. He's like your pseudo rookie. He's not a rookie, but at the same time, he doesn't have as many snaps or as many games played as your typical third year player in the league. So it's just dope to see those guys compete in that respect. And that's just going to make guys get better. That's going to make you want to be better than the guy next to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he can't. Sirianni and this coaching staff can't preach that enough. Competition. There cannot be any lackadaisicalness on the field. When you go home, when you rest on the off time, that's your time to be lackadaisical if you want to rest your body, to not put your full effort out there. You have to be fully committed when you're out there on this practice field. You have to be fully committed. You have to be distraction free. You can't be thinking about the latest TikTok you saw or this and that. You have to these young guys especially, they have to be very focused, and I think this young coaching staff is going to be very, very honed in on that. They're going to be the focus on key things, like you said, working on the little things, the intangibles, just the footwork, things like that. Just getting better and better each and every day has to be the mindset. And like I said, this coaching staff is young and hungry, and they want to put the best product out there on the field, and they have a lot of the pieces to do so. So it's going to be very exciting to see what we get, what we get come August and September, and then going forward,
Yeah, you mentioned something interesting. You said a word that really piqued my interest. Mindset, right? And I feel like in order to make it at this level of the game, and of course, you and I haven't been there, but we're laymen to the craft, but we're in love with the game, and we digest it at a very intense pace, at a intense rate. And you can just tell that the mindset, the intensity it takes to make it at this level is not for the faint of heart. It's not for guys who believe that, everything is given, because this is not the season for that. This is the season where everything is earned. They call it the NFL for a reason, not for long. And you got to take advantage of every opportunity you get. And that starts with your mindset. I want to speak on Andre Dillard, mentioning the fact that he's been, above all else, not just his body, but working on his mindset. He understood that in previous years, he's been allowing the outside noise to really influence how he moves, how he approaches the game, how he approaches, working out, things of that nature. And, he's literally understanding the fact, he's understanding what his weaknesses are. He's understanding the fact that I've allowed social media to influence my mindset. I've allowed too much outside external things to influence how I see myself, how I see the game. And that I'm not going to get better that way. He mentioned the moment he found out how long he was going to be out from his injury, he immediately started thinking about 2021 and how to come back, how to bounce back mentally, emotionally, physically. And, he's hungry. He's supremely hungry. And
I bet
we'll see. Go ahead.
I bet he learned some of that thinking, some of that mindset, like you're saying, from that sounds like Brandon Brooks to me too. The way I know, even more so with him, because he has the anxiety issues and things like that. So, I bet he definitely was in Big Brother Brooks's ear, definitely when it comes to some of the blocking out some of the outside noise and things like that. Brandon Brooks is he's, like I said, he's got that high anxiety when it gets bad. It could even push him out of playing, out of a games and things like that. So, definitely he'd be somebody to get in some, to lean on and get knowledge from, as far as
sorry about that.
You're good. Like you said, as far as Dillard, but Dillard's he's got to kind of have an open mindset, because to me, unless he's able to get some reps in at guard, at the left guard spot, he's gonna have a tough challenge of starting on this offensive line this year.
Yeah, you're right. Because Jordan Mailata, he's hungry just as well. He wants all the smoke as well. But he also understands that he ultimately wants to put the team first, and I love that about Jordan Mailata. He understands that at the end of the day, the best guy is going to be on the field, regardless of how he feels. So he has to show and prove why he's the best one that should be on the field. You know what I'm saying? And I totally respect that mantra. I totally respect that mindset. As a matter of fact, one of the things he said in his press conference, he said, "Hard work takes care of hard work. Hard work takes care of hard work." So it's nothing else for him to worry about at this point. Strictly put in the work, and the chips will fall to where they may. He understands that him and Dillard are competing for the starting tackle spot. It's no secret. That's the beautiful thing about it. They both accepted the challenge. They both accepted, the consequences or the repercussions of failing or not producing. And, they also respect each other, as competitors. Yeah. So it's really fascinating to see that dynamic between those guys and those two to completely acknowledge the competition and that they're all for it.
Yeah, and that's one of the since we're talking about the offensive line, that's the kind of one of the questions that I was going to ask you, and I wanted to pick your mind about in regards to Landon Dickerson. Do you think I think there's a strong chance that he can beat out Isaac Salamalu for that starting guard spot. What do you think about that?
It's possible. The thing just from a pure talent perspective, he's definitely more talented than Samalu. Now, my only thing is, excuse me.
He's a nasty blocker, man. That Dickerson.
Right.
The more I watch him, man, that guy plays he's very, very angry out on that field. That's for sure.
I feel you. I feel you, man. We got 15 people on the live stream. Make sure you guys hit that like button on both channels. We are live on 2 channels right now. We are live on my channel, Tone DeShields the Second, and we are live on the Nest Out West with Foothills. Make sure you guys hit those like buttons no matter where you are. Make sure you guys support both of us, man. Because especially my man Foothills, we gotta get him to 1K big time. So, but yeah, to answer your question, man, about Landon Dickerson and Isaac Samalu, gotta be honest with you. It's very possible he can beat him out from a talent perspective and his upside, but I personally wouldn't want to rush Landon Dickerson. I want him to be as healthy as he possibly can. So we can really see the full extent of that investment. The last thing I want to do is throw him out there too early, and next thing you know, he gets hurt or banged up. I understand Isaac Samalu. He's a better run blocker than he's a pass blocker. His pass blocking has always been shaky. That's obvious. But he's always been a sturdy run blocker. We got to give him that respect in that regard. But I would much prefer Landon Dickerson take some time to really study, the positions at the NFL level. Study the technique, because one of the things I've always said is the fact that Landon Dickerson is so talented. He's so physically imposing. He's such a freak athlete. I feel like he sacrifices at times technique for his pure talent, for his pure elite athleticism, for his brute strength. Yeah. And I always liken it to this. There's a right and wrong way to lift weights. There's a right and wrong way to bench press. These guys that are the world's strongest men, there's technique involved in lifting weights.
Oh yeah.
And when you think about these old linemen, battling these DNs and these defensive tackles and so on and so forth, they're basically bench pressing these guys. They have to extend, so they're lifting a lot of weight on a constant basis. So the way I look at it, Jason Kelce has always been an undersized center. He's always been undersized for the O-line in general. But so in order for him to be successful, he had to be technically sound. And then when you think about him not getting hurt until later on in his career, most likely we haven't seen him this hurt. He's never been this hurt until this past season where everybody was getting hurt. He's been like the Iron Man in the O-line. That's actually how he made the Pro Bowl, because he was the Iron Man. He'd been just healthy the entire time for the most part.
Right.
But think about Jason. Right, but think about Jason Kelce and how he played the game. He was so technically sound. He was an elite athlete as well. He was very fast, quick on his feet, very good footwork. But there's technique in that, and through that advanced level of technique and development, he was able to mask his physical deficiencies. So I feel like Landon Dickerson should actually take a note out of Jason Kelce's book when it comes to mastering the technique, so he doesn't have to rely so much on his pure brute athleticism. That way, he can preserve his body, and he can actually not sacrifice so much of his self for a play. Because sometimes you have to save guys from themselves. And again, I believe he can beat out Isaac Seumalo. I'm not saying he can't,
right?
But I just think it's best to actually just let him study the technique.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's just my mindset. What do you know? What's your response to that?
Well, it's interesting that you said that because I've been throwing that idea back and forth in my head, and I think I'm definitely more leaning towards what you said because like for one, like you said, I want a completely healthy, ready to go Landon Dickerson. I don't want an 85% possibility of getting re-injured Landon Dickerson because like I said, he plays at such a high energy level and he plays with such a nastiness that he's going to need his full health. He's because as we know, the offensive line, even if even if you are the best blocker, the best run blocker, pass blocker, bad things can happen. You can get rolled up on and things like that. Guys can fall on the back of your legs and just bad things happen like that. But I definitely think like you said, he can beat out Isaac Seumalo definitely because he's probably already a better pass blocker than Isaac is, and he's probably as good or better of a run blocker too. So even at the guard spot, I know he played most recently played center in college, but and that's another thing too. If we can have if he gets hurt, then what are we going to do as far as if Jason Kelce retires next year? We're stuck again. Then we're going to have to invest more draft capital into the offensive line more than likely going into the future. So, I think I'm definitely with you on that. I'm just very. I think you haven't even seen. I think we've only really seen the tip of the iceberg and what Jeff Stoutland can do with Jordan Mailata. I think Jordan Mailata is going to do some really big things for us in this coming year and for years to come. I think he's going to be our franchise left tackle going forward. I really do. I'm sold on Jordan Mailata. The more and more film I've watched on him, the kid is and he's only going to get better. Tone. He's got, he did. That's what a lot of people don't remember. He didn't even play in college. He was a rugby player out of Australia. This kid, he's only getting the knowledge of football and the blocking schemes and all that. It's only growing more and more in his bank of being able just to go out there and kick butt on that in that left tackle spot. So I'm good on Mailata, and like I said, Dillard's got his work cut out for him.
For sure, man. And real quick, Takashi Terra, congratulations on starting your channel. Do not stop creating. That's the biggest thing. Don't stop putting out the content. Do not stop. I know we're segueing a little bit, but do not stop creating. That's the biggest thing. If you want to get more sales, more views, do not stop putting out the content. Do not get discouraged. Do not feel like no one's watching. People are. Appreciate the people who are, and don't worry about the people who aren't, because they will.
And they will come. They'll and like Tone said, do not stop creating. You just keep your nose to the grindstone and be yourself. Try to be don't be unoriginal. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be who you are. Let that shine through, and it'll happen for you. Definitely. Just let time take its course, and like Tone said, just don't stop creating.
Yeah, for sure, man. But we were talking about the O-line, and one of the biggest problems with our O-line was health, right? And Brandon Brooks going down, Lane Johnson dealing with ankle injuries, Jason Kelce dealing with his little injuries towards the end of the season. Yeah. Andre Dillard, Isaac Seumalo got hurt a little bit. Even Herbig and Driscoll got hurt a little bit. So Eagles Uncensored says, "Hey Tone, do you think the new coaching staff, the injuries will start to dwindle, or is it okay?" He says, "Hey Tone, do you think with the new coaching staff, the injuries will start to dwindle, or is it a nutrition and preparation problem, or is it straight bad luck?" Now, I think for so many people to get hurt like that, I want to say it's a combination of bad luck, but also I want to say it's a combination of poor practice habits. I feel like the previous coaching staff they were just so lackadaisical with their practice habits. That's what it appeared to me. Too many guys was lollygagging. Too many guys cared about being in front of the camera. It was just I didn't see a level of intensity and focus that I would have liked to see. But then again, I might go back to nutrition as well. Who knows what these guys, who knows how critical the coaching staff was on top of these guys when it came to conditioning, nutrition, so on and so forth. You never know, man. We won that Super Bowl pretty fast, and who knows? Maybe some guys just got a little, lax, and the coaching staff got a little lax as well, and they were like, "Hey, well, I got mine." So, but ultimately, I feel like this is going to be a different year when it comes to health. I feel like a lot of guys are going to come back better, more eager, more intentional with their diet, more intentional with their conditioning, their training habits. What do you think, Foothills?
Yeah, I think that's a high focus this year. Especially with the offensive line and all the injuries that we had there last year. It's got to be a focus. And my fingers are crossed. I'm over here knocking on wood that that trend is going to change, and that hopefully that bad luck is going to change too, because we need it to. I agree. It has somewhat to do with both. Injuries mostly usually a lot of the times are a lot to do with bad luck. Especially on the offensive line. Like I said earlier, the guys get rolled up on things like that. But I think that's these guys are looking like they're in real good shape. Lane Johnson looks like he's in real good shape. I seen a picture of him running, and man, he's got like 6-pack abs for a freaking offensive lineman at his age.
Him and Brandon Brooks, like it's crazy. Right? Like,
I know
it's wild. I've never seen anything like it. Him and Brandon Brooks are just like freak athletes on that right side of the ball.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
I just can't, if they could stay on the field together this year, Miles Sanders could get 1,000 yards behind that side of behind that right side of the line just alone. I think he really could. They are so freaking talented together. And when they even run with, in between that A gap and then you add Kelsey into that mix too. It's a beautiful thing to see. I love it. And I'm so glad to see Brandon Brooks back. And I think he's probably in the best shape of his life right now, and he's ready to go. So, we could have one of the best offensive lines in this league this year.
Big time. Like when healthy, come on now. Like I don't care what anyone says. When healthy, we're top 5. I do not care what anyone says. Like you can't convince me otherwise. You just can't.
And these Cowboys content creators are delusional, saying that they have a better offensive line than we do. They are crazy. They are BS crazy. Absolutely. I don't even see. At a couple positions it's close, but we have Pro Bowlers. Lane Johnson's Pro Bowler. Brandon Brooks is a Pro Bowler. Jason Kelsey is a Pro Bowler. So it's like,
and with all due respect to them, they got Pro Bowls and all pros in that O line. With all due respect, I think our O lines have always been in that tug of war match. If I'm being unbiased, I feel like there were seasons where the O line were better than ours, but we weren't far behind. I feel like there were seasons where our O line was better, but they weren't far behind.
Right. We have the one thing that they don't have though. We have Jeff Stoutland. We have the best offensive line coach in the league, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and I think their offensive line was more so a product of just great talent scouting.
I agree.
Rather than preparation. Like Jeff Stoutland's ability to coach up guys and have them ready is insane. Jordan Mailata mentioned it in his press conference. He mentioned the fact that he mentioned the fact that the moment he found out Jeff Stoutland was potentially leaving, he called him right away and said, "Yo, like, what's the move? Like, I need you, man. Like, where are you going? Where are you going?" And then Stoutland said, I'm going to be here, man. I ain't going nowhere. Trust me, I'll be here. It just shows how much these guys lean on Stoutland. Stoutland has been here for so long, and Stoutland has been such a pillar, such a strong thread of the fabric that is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And he has never disappointed. He has always gotten guys ready. One of his specialties is actually cross training guys, making sure his guys can do more than one thing because you never know what may happen.
Right.
And that's a beautiful trait to have, to be able to teach versatility. Because some guys, either you have it or you don't. But he has an uncanny ability to teach versatility. Now, there's some guys, there's no matter what you do, they aren't versatile, aka Matt Pryor. He's a one-trick pony. You know, you can't put him anywhere but the guard spot. But
yeah,
you know,
that's one thing Andre Dillard could work on. You know, if Jeff Stoutland can get him to be able to be, you know, more of a swing tackle, you know, or work at the guard spot, then that can make Andre Dillard a little more valuable to this team and possibly more valuable as a trade piece too. What are your thoughts on, you know, are you game to trading Andre Dillard right now? If someone came to us with a, you know, with a deal to maybe package him with Zach Ertz for, maybe a draft pick in the later rounds, would you be down for that pick or for that deal?
That's very interesting. That's interesting
because to me, we really haven't given Andre Dillard enough time. You know, I don't think he's been, you know, like he got hurt beginning of last year and he was out all basically his sophomore year, right? That last year was his sophomore season, correct? Or was last year his rookie year, Andre Dillard?
No, his rookie year was 2 seasons ago.
Right, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So he got hurt in his sophomore season. So this would be his third season, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my thing is with Andre Dillard, I feel like we really haven't seen. I feel like we really haven't. I feel like we haven't really accessed this man's true capabilities because of. See, we did it to ourselves, putting Jason Peters in front of him when we drafted this kid in the first round. You draft the offensive lineman in the first round. He's supposed to start. Yeah. Period. Yeah. And the Eagles cut their noses back to their face, and now this new staff, this new regime is dealing with it because Doug Peterson failed to start that young man, and he felt like Jason Peters was better. And my thing is, like, we should have been let go of Jason Peters. He was just a thorn in our side. He was just baggage after a certain point. Yeah. And again, I want to give them in his flowers. He didn't. He gave us a lot of his best years. He gave us all of his best years. Really, you know, he was very important. To the development of our O-line. You know, he's been a constant presence, a constant anchor on that O-line, man. And I don't want to take anything away from him. He's a Hall of Famer, but
his yellow jacket right now.
Exactly. But let's just call a spade, man. The dude it's the reason he hasn't been signed anywhere else. Right. He doesn't have it anymore. Right. And that's okay. He has a lot to share from his mentals. From a technical perspective, they'll never leave him, but his body can't do it anymore, and it is what it is, man.
Right, dude. I say bring him on the coaching staff. Have him learn from even more from Jeff Stoutland as a, you know, if Jason Peters is wanting to finally hang him up and become a coach, I would love for him to be possibly the next offensive line coach. You know, I think, like you said, he has so much knowledge up there as far as, you know, not just his position, but I'm sure he could tell you the on any given play, he could probably tell you the assignment for any position on the offensive line. You know, he's that smart of a guy. He's been playing for that long. So, hey, I see Cameron Holmes is in the chat. I want to send a big shout out to Cameron Holmes because he sent me a comment on in one of my videos. He just graduated. So big shout out
to Cameron Holmes, man.
Big shout out, man. Congratulations
to Cameron Holmes.
Good job, man. Congratulations. Way to get it done. And big time thumbs up from both of us. You know, we're very proud of you, man. Good job.
Definitely proud of you, man. My man graduated from high school, going to college. Shout out to him, man. You know, it was always about elevating, taking the next step, even if it's college, even if it's, you know, trade, or, you know, if you go to the military, whatever you decide to do, you want to open up, start a business, whatever it is, make sure you love it, make sure it's your passion. And, you know, that takes time, that takes learning, that takes understanding yourself, that takes, going through the motions, that takes bumping your head a few times, making a couple bad decisions, counteracting it with, with a few great ones. And, it's all about just understanding that you're learning. And it's all about just learning more about yourself, peeling back the layers of life and trying to just find your niche, trying to find your path, in this world, in this society, in this community. And, and always lead with love, my man. Lead with love, humbleness, and gratitude, and you'll make it anywhere you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Keep it fuego. 100%.
Sure, man. Keep it fuego.
Keep it.
You know what I'm saying?
Go.
Seriously. So shout out to my man Cameron Holmes, man.
Yes,
shout out to him.
Cameron.
Shout out to him, man. But like Cameron Holmes mentioned something actually very interesting. The O-line depth. We have so much depth on O-line. We didn't even mention guys like Nate Herbig, Jack Driscoll. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if Landon Dickerson doesn't start, that's hella depth. Those guys can potentially be the future of the O-line. Because I have faith in Jack Driscoll being the right tackle. I have faith in Herbig playing either guard spot because he can do either or. And then, Landon Dickerson playing the center, that can solidify your entire right side right there for the future. You know what I mean? And then you still got Mailata, who's very young. Samalu, who's still pretty young, only 27, I believe. It's like we're in a good position. And then we also brought in that kid, what's his name, from the Colts. His name is it's escaping me. LaRaven Clark. And then we still got young guys that we really don't know what they are yet, and Harry Crider and Coyote Awasika. You know what I'm saying? Like we have this kid named Ross Piercebacher, Luke Jariga. It's just we have depth, and who knows, we got Awasoa Opeta. Like all those guys are young, unproven. Who knows if they all make the roster, right? But the bottom line is we have a handful of guys that we can actually groom, develop, and find out just how good they are, man. Like this old line, Nick Sirianni was talking about this in his press conference. O-line play and D-line play, the trenches are so important in football, because if you have nothing in the trenches, your offense or your defense, it doesn't matter how talented everybody else is around them. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter at all. If your O-line sucks and your D-line sucks, your quarterback can't get the ball off at any point. And then when it comes to that, your linebackers and your corners and your safeties are always, having a on heels. Always got to be on their heels and be on point in coverage, because there's cornerbacks and safeties and linebackers. Everyone can't be on point all the time. It's just not realistic. You know what I'm saying? So your D-line has to bring that pressure to make the guys uncomfortable, even if it's for a split second, that extra second, like Jonathan Gannon. If you can make the quarterback think for that extra tenth of a second, that extra second, you can throw off his whole time with his receiver, and that's what it's all about, man. It's all about just fortifying the trenches and then building outside of that, man. You can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. And that's I loved hearing that, because I'm a very strong believer in that. Games are very much won and lost in the trenches, and especially, as the season goes on and the weather gets nastier, you have to play outside in the elements, and that offensive line and that defensive line becomes very much important, because the teams have to, you have to be able to run the ball and you have to be able to stop the run, because when the weather's bad, you can't throw the ball as good, right? Because the wind is whipping around, the ball's wet, it's muddy out there. You have to have a solid lines. Like he said, that it's so very important to have very strong offensive and defensive line, because, like you just said, that takes pressure off of your quarterback, that takes pressure off of your running back, that takes pressure off of your linebackers, and then your secondary as well. A good defensive line can make up for a below, or an average to below average secondary at times. If you could have a good pass rush, if you're getting after the quarterback, especially some of these younger guys who are going to make mistakes and who are going to probably throw that ball into an area where it's going to get intercepted, as opposed to just taking the sack and living to fight another down. Because they're going to, these young rookies, they're going to try to press that. They're going to try to press that narrative. They don't want to be just a one-hit wonder. They don't want to just be a flash in the pan. They have a lot of pressure on them as rookies coming into this league, and they're bound to make mistakes. And like I said, if you have a strong defensive line, you can make up for not having that great of a secondary. You can.
Yeah, let's be real, man. That Super Bowl season, was that secondary or a linebacker core really the best?
No.
Hell no. It was all D-line play.
Yeah.
It was all D-line play. Guys like Chris Long, guys like Timmy Jernigan,
yeah,
Fletcher Cox.
Yeah. Our secondary was so bad in that Super Bowl. I mean, we were so very lucky on in that Super Bowl that obviously that Nick Foles caught fire in that playoff Super Bowl run was number one, obviously. But number two was that hit that Malcolm Jenkins knocked out Brandon Cooks pretty early on in that game.
That was a momentum shift.
Absolutely.
Good point. Good point. That was a beautiful momentum shift.
Yeah, you take a huge downfield threat like that away from Tom Brady. I mean, like you said, huge momentum shift, and that just like that set the tone. Like the Patriots are like, oh, dude, these guys ain't playing around. They're here to win this game. They're here to walk away with the ring, and we did.
Yep. It's so funny. I was watching sound effects of the game. They always show it on NFL Network.
Oh yeah.
And, I was watching it with the Philadelphia Eagles, and when Brandon Cooks got hit, his own sideline was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
yeah.
His own sideline felt that hit.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the guys, I forget who it was. He said, "Oh, they hitting today."
Yeah.
I'm in my mind, I'm like, you damn right we hitting today.
Yeah.
You damn right we want this. You know what I mean? So like it's and let's give credit to our linebackers and DBs when it came to this though. Our run defense was always very good. We always were top notch at stopping the run. So teams always had to throw the ball on us. They couldn't get easy yardage. So I want to give them respect in that regard. But for the most part, D-line play was always immaculate, and the trenches will always lead you to the water. Your trenches will always lead you to the promised land. Even if certain things aren't well. Listen, you can have an average quarterback, average wide receivers, but if you have an amazing O-line, he's going to have all day back there. Someone's going to get open.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like O-line can really make your running back and your quarterback look way better than what they are.
Right, and if your offensive line's really good, unless your running back is terrible, the running back's going to take even more pressure off of that quarterback. So he's going to be able to play action. He's going to be able to sit back there, sip his tea, a lot like Tom Brady does. I mean, it's crazy how that's even continued in Tampa Bay. I mean, it just seems like a lot of the times he has so much time back there, dude. It's like, it's crazy. People are so like worried about him chewing them up. They're just dropping so many guys back. They're just rushing, they're rushing four, and a lot of the times he's knitting sweaters back there. I mean, he's playing Xbox. He's hanging out with Giselle, with the kids.
But that's the thing, though, right? It's like you say, he's back there knitting sweaters. He's baking cookies. He's reading the kids a bedtime story. He has so much time back there to do whatever he wants to do, my man. So much time, and it also you can't understate the fact that they know they protected Tom Brady back there.
Yes,
there's a level of responsibility that comes with, and you think Tom Brady going to a team that don't got a good O-line? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. That Tampa Bay team, if you take away Jameis Winston, that was a pretty good team. You plug in Tom Brady, they're a great team. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they didn't really tweak too many things when Tom Brady after Tom Brady got there. It was like they plugged Tom Brady in and they won a Super Bowl. That's how insane Tom Brady. That's how good Tom Brady makes people around him. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't understate that fact, man. That dude just knows how to elevate. Guys who shouldn't even be in the league. Thinking about guys like Chris Hogan, for the Patriots, and he made Julian Edelman. Like it's insane. He made it's. I can't. The best wide receiver he's ever had was Randy Moss. And they still didn't win a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah, and he didn't. And what's crazy about that, we were talking about that too, is that so many people were like, oh, because when Gronkowski followed him to Tampa Bay, they were like, oh, he's got Gronk now. It's that's not fair. But Gronk didn't even. Yeah, he performed in the Super Bowl, but
he I think he caught a touchdown or two. Or something like that.
But I mean, during the season, he really didn't do too much. I mean, he just just kind of skated his way through to another ring. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, dude. I think this has got to be the year though that Father Time catches up to Tom. I mean, it waits on no man. Yeah, it's Father Time's given Mr. Brady a little extended time in his playing career. But what do you think, Tone? I mean, do you think Father Time catches up with TB12 this year?
He hasn't shown me anything that says that. I mean, of course, the velocity on the ball is going to always slowly dwindle.
Yeah.
But see, it's never a health thing with him. If he's always healthy, he's going to always play in the NFL because at this point in his career, he's not playing with this. He's playing with this.
True.
And he knows the organization, the coaching staff knows the plays to help Tom Brady move the ball. Look, don't expect Tom Brady to be throwing 300, 400 yards a game all the time. That's not him anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady's going to give you those 200 plus yards. He needs a running game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, he's so calculated. He's so good at what he does. He can still dissect a defense. He's beating teams with this now.
Yeah.
And he is literally showing that I've never seen anything like it, man. My man is in his 40s,
right.
like winning Super Bowls. It's weird to me. But even when you look at Tom Brady, he doesn't even look 40. The dude looks 30 or something. Like it's crazy.
It is, and it's like you said, he's not going to be a 300 to 400 yard passer anymore, and he's got a top 5 defense to rely on, and he doesn't have to put up huge numbers anymore. He can a lot like they did in New England. They're going to win. They're going to win on the defensive side of the ball more times than not. And when like we said, when you're able to win in the trenches, like they did last year, it wins you championships. So yeah,
for sure.
True facts.
So let's transition back to our Eagles. So the tight end situation is interesting for the Eagles because Zach Ertz is obviously sitting out right now, waiting to either get cut or traded or released. But you have Dallas Goedert, who has acknowledged, the rift between Zach Ertz and the team.
Yeah.
But nothing has. He's made it very clear. It changes nothing for his preparation. It changes nothing for how Dallas Goedert is going to approach this season. And when it comes to Zach Ertz, at this point, whatever you got to do it. Get him out of the building because, the last thing I want for him to be is a distraction for these young guys. What are your thoughts on Dallas Goedert? And, what are your thoughts on how high his ceiling really is? How good do you think Dallas Goedert can be in this, in this coming season?
Well, they obviously, if a lot like if he doesn't want to be here, we have to get Zach Ertz out of here first and foremost. When we're talking about that, but as far as Dallas Goedert goes, I mean, I think, and give me 1 second.
No, you good, man. You good. Like Dallas Goedert, he has, in my opinion, he has a lot to bring to the table. He's athletic. He gets mad rack yards. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in my opinion, he has potential to be more dynamic than Zach Ertz.
Oh no, he does for sure. Without a doubt, he does. And I was trying to find my notes from my video the other day because to me and I want to get your feedback on this, Tone. To me, D-God is just as important as anyone else on this offense to Jalen Hurts and his success going forward, because there was an article put out by excuse me, but recently by Cynthia Freeland of NFL Network. And so basically when Dallas Goedert was on the field, Jalen Hurts' numbers were a lot better. He averaged 7.7 yards per attempt, and his touchdown to interception ratio was 4-1. So every 4 touchdowns, he threw a pick, which is pretty good. 7.7 per attempt, 4-1 touchdown to interception ratio. When Goedert was on the field, when Goedert was not on the field, it dropped to 6.5 per attempt, and his touchdown to INT ratio went from 4-1 to 2-3. So for every 2 touchdowns, Hurts was throwing 3 interceptions. So to me, Dallas Goedert is very, very important to the continued success of Jalen Hurts. And yes, I do think that Dallas Goedert's going to be, dude, he's going to be pissed off. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder this year because he reads the, as much as they say they might not, you know, they try to keep their eyes off of the media and stuff like that. But I'm sure he has people telling him, he hears it. He knows he was disrespected.
Of course.
And he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And Dallas Goedert's he's going to emerge as a top 5. I mean, some people already think he's a top 5 tight end in this league. I think he's right around there. He's definitely top 10. But this year he's going to emerge and he's going to ball out. He's going to ball out because we're going to be running a lot of 12 personnel, and he's going to be our number 1 tight end. And like you said, he's a better yak tight end than Zach Ertz. He's a better blocking tight end than Zach Ertz. So,
big time.
Yeah,
big time.
He's just a better overall. You know, he's just a better overall athlete. You know, he's than Zach Ertz is. You know, Zach Ertz is there's certain things that he's really good at, but he's getting older. And like I said, if he doesn't want to be here, then, you know, hey, thank you so much for everything you did for this team. You will never be forgotten. You'll be an Eagles legend forever. But if you want to go finish your career somewhere else and you feel that you can, you know, make that money somewhere else, then, you know, we as fans can't hate him for that. You know, it's a business.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely not gonna hit on him for, you know, going to get his coin. Not at all. You know, I guess my whole thing is like they offered you 2 contracts and he wants basically George Kittle and Austin Hooper and who else kind of money? Like Travis Kelce. He wants that kind of money. And my thing is like, okay, those guys are younger than you. I believe Travis Kelce is the only one close to your age. But Travis Kelce does a lot. You know, it's just like, dude, all those guys you mentioned, they get yak. They get yards after the catch. You know what I'm saying?
And that's Zach Ertz doesn't. You know, he falls down a lot. He doesn't shed tackles very easily, and he never has. You know, that's never been his strong suit. You know, Zach Ertz's strong suit's been his route running ability and his catching. You know, that's it exactly. So, you know, I know Eagles fans, Phil Billies, you guys chalk it up fans. Make sure you guys, by the way, go sub up my man Tone here. He is definitely putting in that work and covering the Sixers too. So if you're looking for that good Sixers talk, make sure you go sign him up. Go check out his merch too. He's got some cool stuff in his merch there. So definitely make sure you guys sub him up. But I mean, you know, it's really humbling, you know, to see all these people really love, you know, really like and get entertainment out of our content. It's really humbling, isn't it, Tone?
You know, it is, like, because, you know, I think about it like this. They don't have to do this. Like, I keep it real simple. They don't have to do this at all. You know what I'm saying? You muted my brother. I got you. I got it. I'll take it off. I don't know how you got muted, but oh no, I can't. You gotta unmute yourself. But there it is. But yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Like these guys, these people locking in for as much as they have, you can't understate it, man. You can't understate it. Yeah, for some reason I can't hear you, Foothills. Now try your mic. Sorry about that, you guys. Some little technical difficulties. For some reason, keep taking you back and forth. But you know, like I'm always grateful to the people for just supporting the content. And
all right,
you know,
I think are we good? You hear me?
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, man, like I'm always grateful to the people. It's
hold
like
on 1 second.
It's one of the dopest things. You guys don't understand how valuable you really are. You guys don't understand just how much you guys bring to the table when it comes to this content. Like you guys give us so many ideas, You guys challenge us all the time. You guys make it worthwhile. You know, like I will never act like, you know, I'm bigger than, you know, you guys without, because I understand you guys, without you guys, the content can't move. And that's the magic behind it all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, while you guys are here, I'm glad you guys are checking me out. Make sure you guys also go check out that Chalk It Up merch shop as well. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of items on there for you guys to lock into. We got charges to the game tees. You know what I'm saying? Coming in black and red. You know, we got charges to the game hoodies that comes in different colorways as well. We got it in red. We got it in orange. You know what I'm saying? Got it in green. You know, whatever you guys want, I got it. And whatever you need, I sure can provide it. You know, charges to the game. Y'all see how we do it. I want to see y'all rocking these at the Eagles games, big time. You know, so supremely glad you guys are here rocking out with me. You guys have just been loyal to the soil, loyal to the channel from the very beginning, and y'all already know what my heart is. And y'all know how we get down and chalk it up. Make sure you guys hit that like button as well. Super grateful to you guys as always. Super grateful.
Yeah, you guys get that merch, definitely.
For sure, man. For sure. Like I said, we got so many options, man. We got chalk it up. You know, for my Sixers fans, we got chalk it up hoodies, balling on 76. You know, a custom logo that I got made for us. You know what I'm saying? What else we working with? A custom Eagles logo I got made for us. You know, you guys got options. You guys got options. At the end of the day, my goal was to serve you guys and give you guys some dope content, some dope things to make you guys feel attached to the brand, attached to the content. You know, we got tees, face masks, neck gaiters. Like I said, whatever you want, I got it. And whatever you need, I sure can provide it. You know what I mean? So, you know, back to these Eagles, man. Like, it's a good thing that Dallas Goedert is accepting the challenge, first and foremost. I feel like he's going to have an amazing year. He understands the stakes are high. He knows that his contract, he's on a contract year, and he's going to let his agent take care of those kind of things. He's focused on football, but don't get me wrong, that man knows he wants to get a big payday. So, but he also says that he's willing to negotiate he's willing to negotiate before he hits the market. You know what I'm saying? Like he understands that it's best to get that long-term security before things may potentially get worse. So yeah. So he understands the game. You know what I mean?
Oh, he does. Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's I'm sure his agent's working on that. So,
for sure.
You know, another question I was going to ask you. I put it in your, I popped into that live stream that you had with MK with Mitch Kofsky.
Oh yeah, my man.
Hey, yeah. And
that's my first time working with Mitch. He's a good dude, man. Real good dude. I really enjoyed it. Real good dude.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Mitch Kofsky. Definitely. If you guys haven't, subbed him up yet, go check his Eagles Sixers content out. Definitely, he does good on that. So big shout out to Mitch Kofsky. But yeah, sure. I put in the comments, asking about.
Make sure you guys lock it on Mitch Kofsky, man. Go subscribe. Go sub him up. He does the content on a very high level, man. A little over 1,000 subs, 1.2 subs to be exact. The dude does it. So make sure you guys subscribe to my man Mitch Kofsky. He's a good dude, man. A real good dude. Puts out great content, gives you guys his heart and soul. Big time.
Yes, sir. That's very, very last time I saw he wasn't even at 1,200 yet. So he's growing. Definitely. It's cool to see. Definitely. Sure. You guys go, like we said, go sub up Mitch, definitely. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on, because like I said, I put it in the comments, but I had to walk away from the video. I left it playing, I know because we got to get you we got to get those view hours up. Definitely.
I'm close. I'm close. Matter of fact, I'm close, bro. Like matter of fact, I can show you right now.
Yeah.
We are close, my guy. Like, it's really been a journey.
Are you at like 3,000 something?
I'm at, to be quite exact, we are at, hold on one second, because they always make me switch the damn.
So everybody, if you guys aren't aware of it, so if you guys go to some of the bigger channels like Joey Shakes, Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Gate City. Those guys, when they do live streams and things like that, you can do the super chats and the super stickers. But
Yeah,
in order
we're
to get
literally at 3,655 watch hours. So we need approximately 345 watch hours, and we're good, and we're good for monetization.
Hey,
we need 345 watch hours, you guys. So let's get there together.
Hey, let's get Tone there definitely before the start of this season. Let's get it, because like I was saying, not only do you have to have 1,000 subscribers, but you have to have 4,000 watch hours before you can get the super chat.
And that's new. From what I'm hearing, like a lot of guys are like, that's new. Like it wasn't really that difficult. And now they're making it more complicated. But it is what it is. You got to charge us to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would think that, I mean, YouTube, they obviously take a cut of those super chats and things like that. You'd think they would, you'd think they would want more out there, as possibility. But hey, they're also trying to push that. They're trying to push the view hours too. So you guys make sure that if you're watching either one of our videos, make sure if you can, watch it all the way through. And either way, hit that thumbs up, and if not, hit that thumbs down. Either way, because it helps circulate our content, and we're not always going to agree on everything, So we just need your honest feedback, and like I said, it helps get our shows out there. It helps push our content around the YouTube. It helps with the algorithm and all that. So make sure that if you can, watch all our content all the way through, and hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, it's really, really important and really, really helpful. So definitely, please do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Jalen Williams said something real interesting. He said, enter in 2019, Ertz could have signed an extension to get Kittle money, because at the time 2020 was a void year. Instead, he restricted to give the team cap space and put the money on the books for the void year.
And I bet he's kicking himself now. I bet Zach Ertz.
I bet he is,
because he got hurt. We saw what happened. He got hurt last year, and now nobody wants to give him that big cheddar. So, I mean, what are you gonna do, Zach? I mean, what are you gonna do? You're kind of, to me, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place just as much as we are with him. He could get cut, but he's not going to get the money. He's not going to get the money that he's looking for out there.
Anywhere. That's the thing. He's not going to get the money anywhere. Like, and I think, I don't know if he realizes that. Like, now there's nothing. Now I'm not mad at a man for having belief in his own skill set, belief in his own talent. I'm not mad at a man for believing in himself. I would never ever, crap on a man for believing in or woman for believing in themselves. Never. But exactly. sometimes you got to see the writing on the wall.
Right, and he's married to he's married to a professional athlete. So, for him, it's going to be very hard for. When that time comes, if Julie's still, a professional soccer player, when it's time for Zach Ertz to hang him up, that's going to be a little extra hard for him, because he's got that competitor right at home. It's in his blood. It's 24/7 for him. They're as you've seen in the commercials, they're competing, taking out the garbage. They're competing in the fish tank. They're competing at everything. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Zach Ertz. It's something that.
Yeah, and they got, and again, I don't count people pockets. It is what it is. We only gonna talk about what's mentioned on, in the media. But I bet they got taken care of for that commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like, by his wife being a World Cup champion, international World Cup champion. Him being a Super Bowl champion. Oh yeah, they definitely were eating on the back end of their success, as they should. They should, and get your coins. I'm all for that, man. I'm definitely all for that. But let's transition to some other money talk. A lot of the rookies signed their contracts. 7 of the 9 rookies signed their contract. Devontae Smith signed his contract. Milton Williams signed his contract. Zach McPherson, Kenny Gainwell, Teron Jackson, Marlon Tuipulotu, Patrick Johnson. Only people left are Landon Dickerson and Jacoby Stevens out of LSU, the pseudo linebacker safety. But Devontae Smith, most notably, he signed 4 years, $20.1 million guaranteed, $12 million bonus, and it's only a $3.6 million cap hit for the 2021 season. So, it's really, I'm really glad we're getting these young guns, signed up and make sure everything's legit before we get too deep into this off season. And I'm really excited for this for these young guys to come in and make their mark. I really believe. Obviously, we know what Devontae Smith is going to do, but I really believe Milton Williams and Kenny Gainwell are going to really make a splash.
Yeah, to me, Gainwell was a steal in this draft. I was thinking he was going to get taken higher than he did, because he to me very fits. He's gonna fit in this offense very, very well, because Sirianni and Steichen, they like backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield and that they can use in different spots on the field. They can line up on the outside as a receiver, or they can they can have them just use them in multiple packages and things like that. So I think Gainwell is, even as a rookie, I think he's going to compete for snaps this year. And when it comes to that, Miles Sanders, he's got an opportunity in front of him right now to really emerge in this league. We've seen what he can do. When he's healthy, when this line is rocking and rolling, I mean, the kid can score from anywhere on the field. So
he's proven he has home run ability. He can he can break for a 70, 60-yard run. Like he's proven that he can do that. He did it multiple times in 2021. Well, 2020, 2021 season. Did it multiple times.
He did. And the thing is he's just got to be able to consistently stay on that field and keep his body healthy. But hopefully the transition in the training staff and things like that are, like you said, there was a lot of lack of preparation when it came to guys, fully taking care of their body and things like that last year. And I think that definitely attributed to the amount of injuries that piled up over the course of the season last year. And that has to get better. It has to improve. And like a lot of people have said, it can't get much worse. So things are looking up from here, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm excited for it. I'm supremely excited. It's so much just to look forward to, man. I feel like the O-line's coming together. These rookies are going to come in and make a really big impact. Running backs are going to compete. They restructured Kerryon Johnson's contract as well. So we'll see what happens with him in the long term with this team. But
what are your thoughts on Rieger? Looks like Rieger's going to be primary in the slot. And what I asked, in the comments in your live stream with Mitch was, what are your thoughts on if Rieger is starting in the slot? What are your thoughts on him returning punts as well?
See, I don't want that to happen. If I'm being completely honest with you, because if he's going to be primarily in the slot, he's already going to be taking hits anyway. So I don't need him returning punts, taking his, diverting his attention from, his main responsibility as a wide receiver. I don't want to put him in any unnecessary situations, because last season he got hurt a couple of times, and we just want to avoid that as much as possible. We want to try to maximize that investment. So I actually wouldn't do that at all. I would actually have either Quez Watkins or Adrian Killins back there returning punts, because they have much more dynamic speed than Jalen Reagor, in my opinion. We all saw what Quez Watkins able to do with his speed. And then with Adrian Killins, Adrian Killins' speed, we saw, when he was in college, how fast he can, get from point A to point B. And he's returned punts in college as well. So I think the two fastest guys on the team when it comes to just pure straight line speed, pure like cuts and everything, I would much rather have Quez Watkins back there or Adrian Killins. Even with the kickoff, I would much rather have Quez Watkins and Adrian Killins back there, respectively as well, returning kicks, returning punts, because they just have. I think they're two of the fastest people on the roster.
Yeah,
along with John Hightower as well. Who knows? Maybe John Hightower also, but I think Quez Watkins is faster.
I got you. Yeah, and I see your mindset on that, and I could definitely see where you're going. But the reason why I put that out there was because we seen it. We seen how dynamic Jalen Rieger can be as far as a punt returner last year, especially when you look back at that game against the Green Bay Packers. He had that punt return that was beautiful. And to me, when it comes to special teams and field position, that's very important. So I want somebody who is more than capable back there. But I definitely think that that Quez is a possibility for sure. I don't know. Depending on how many people we're going to have on this roster, the number. Just the I think definitely Quez has a better chance of making this team as opposed to Adrian Killings, but they both are able to contribute on special teams. So that's, definitely a plus for both of those guys, going forward. But, I mean, that's we're talking about receivers now. You got me thinking too, is, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on Trevon Grimes? Are you?
Yeah, I knew you were going there. There. I felt it in the air. I knew you were going there. Grimes, it's a little unfortunate that he's dealing with this knee situation. It's unfortunate because it's definitely, no matter how we put it, no matter how we slice it, it's going to set him back. It's going to set him back in terms of his standing amongst the other wide receivers and the coaching staff, and just on the depth chart, it's going to set him back. So whenever he does.
Are you buying into the hype? I mean, I haven't studied a whole lot of the film from this past year as far as Florida's offense, but I just know that. I mean, I know Kyle Pitts was on that team. I know Tony, the receiver that the Giants just got. I know he was, probably the starting wide receiver on that team. So I don't know. Is Grimes? That's what I'm wondering, and I've been asking people: is the hype real on Grimes, or was he more of a product of that situation and that being the second or third weapon on that offense?
In all fairness, I didn't watch Grimes too much in college. I didn't. I don't really watch too much college football. I'll put that out there right now. But he went undrafted, so there's something to that, right? Yeah. There's something to that. He went undrafted, so we have to acknowledge that fact. But when you think about his physical intent, when you think about his physical tangibles, his competitive nature, I feel like you have no choice but to actually see how good this kid can be. You have to find out. You really don't know we don't know his ceiling ultimately. There are guys who go undrafted and they turn out to be really amazing competitors, really amazing contributors to teams. But I feel like it's a situation where we really don't know. I can't say anything too negative or too bad about him because, again, I don't know too much about him ultimately. All I know is that because he had an ACL tear in college his freshman year, and that's the same knee that he's getting the surgery on. So I'm pretty he's probably just trying to get ahead of the curve when it comes to that knee. So so it doesn't linger on.
Right.
But I really can't say how good he can really be. I just know that he's an imposing physical specimen.
Right.
One of his best games came against top 2 corner in the NFL draft, which was Patrick Surtain, where he was torching him for the most part. I saw that film. He was pretty much going in on Surtain. But I feel like nonetheless, regardless of all the stuff I said, that knee surgery is going to set him back. And we really can't get too high, get too low on that man. We have to just wait and see how he develops. We need to see, if he can bounce back quick enough. And ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles, try to put him on a practice squad. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Just so they can find out more and more about him, because they brought him in for a reason. And again, he went undrafted for a reason as well. So we have to keep that in mind also.
That's true. That's very true. And that's just it's very interesting because like like Jalen Williams was saying in the comments, he's saying that a lot of Eagles fans are overhyping Grimes.
And real quick, to Jalen's point, I wanted Scary Terry so bad. I wanted
Right?
Tamorrion Terry so bad.
Yeah,
and just did Tamorrion Terry go undrafted, or did somebody pick? Who picked him up?
Pretty sure he went. I'm pretty sure he went undrafted.
If someone knows in the chat, like,
I'm sure he probably got picked up as an undrafted free agent. I'm sure about that. Because
I need to know who he got.
Remember, hey, Tone's
he got picked up by the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, that's true. He did. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Watch, he's gonna be starting.
They just got
Seahawks.
They just got 2 DKs. Oh my God. The dude 6'4".
Hey, they got Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.
bro. I wanted Scary Terry so bad. I wanted him so bad. Oh my goodness.
I remember you're the one that pointed him out to me, and when we were doing some of our draft, draft.
Infamous 2K pointed him out to me. Infamous 2K was like, bro, look up Scary Terry.
Yeah.
And he sent me some film on him, and I was like, yo, this dude is a freak. Like, bro. Oh my God, I wanted Scary Terry so bad. Like, bro,
I would have if the Eagles had the chance, I would have took him over Grimes myself. Because after you said that, the film that I saw on Scary Terry, I even looked at I looked at his good and his bad, and his bad was not that bad. So his good definitely outweighed the bad. So yeah. Seattle's, like you said, they got another beast at receiver there.
Yeah, man. Like, we can't discount that fact, dude. Like, but nonetheless, we got Devontae Smith, and I'm excited about that kid. I'm excited about that kid, man. He had a good OTAs, man, catching one-handed passes, catching everything that comes his way. He started. He even said in his press conference, he's coming out of his shell more, talking more with his guys. He's enjoying himself. He's looking forward to the season. It feels good to have a legit number one, man. I'm really curious to see how this kid develops. With Jalen Hurts, I just think it's so cool having a new head coach, a new young head coach, a new young quarterback, and a new young number one wide receiver. They all can grow and develop together. I think that's so beautiful to see.
Right, it is, and what's pretty cool about it is that, well, it's kind of cool, and it's kind of for the history of our franchise, it's something not to be super proud of, but I mean we've never. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a baby Eagles fan, wearing little baby onesies right now, or if you're an Eagles fan that's been an Eagles fan for 50, 60 years or more. We've never had a wide receiver who won the Heisman Trophy and was drafted in the top. We've never had that. We've never had that in this franchise.
Yeah. So in all fairness, a lot of teams haven't had a wide receiver that won a Heisman Trophy because he's only the second one to do it since the guy from the Michigan Wolverines. I forget his name. I always forget his name. Jeez. But I'm really excited, man.
You talking about Charles Woodson?
No, not Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson's a corner. The last wide receiver to win the Heisman. I forget his name. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, Dexter. I know you're talking about the dude that was on the Packers. I think I know you're talking about the dude that was on the Packers back in the day when Brett Favre won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Desmond Howard. Yep. Desmond Howard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't need Google. I can remember it. I still got
Desmond Howard.
Hey, give me a second. I got a lot of knowledge up here, so I could do it. Hands free, baby. I ain't got no phone.
Yeah, man. It's just amazing, bro. Like it's so dope. It's so dope. From a stat perspective, I think he's going to eclipse 1,000 yards. I don't see why not. He's going to be the number one option. Jalen Hurts is going to feed that man. I don't see why he can't. Matter of fact, what are your now that we're deeper into the season, deeper into the off season, has your expectations for Jalen Hurts changed? Have you added some new caveats to what you expect from this man?
Um, you know, I re- I really just want him to 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 try to play within himself and not force too many things this year. You know, I want him to build that chemistry not only with Smith, but with Rieger, with Degrod, with Miles Sanders, with all the weapons that he has at his disposal. I want with Gainwell. I want him to just take this year and just really try to really gel with these guys and really build a really strong foundation. And he doesn't necessarily even have to win the division. You know, if we're competing and we're right around that 8 or 9 wins this year, that's that's a to me that's a very good turnaround, especially from last year. And
Right.
we're headed in the right direction. And as long as as long as he shows some good maturity going into his second year, then you know, dude, I'm really excited for this kid. I really am. I don't know if you've seen any of my recent content, but I did I started a series of videos, and it's called Can and Will. And
I saw,
yeah,
yeah.
so I did one, and I said, I'm basically put that out there, that putting this question out there for everybody to kind of chew on this, this off season that we're now entering into. Can and will Jalen Hurts eventually be as good or better than Donovan McNabb? And I've gotten a lot of response on that, and I really enjoyed doing that because I saw a lot of similarities. Some of these
And let's be real. When we drafted Donovan McNabb, people were pissed.
exactly.
They wanted
There.
they wanted Ricky Williams.
Yes,
We wanted Ricky Williams at the time,
that's
and
exactly
people were pissed. But when you think about it in hindsight, Donovan McNabb was a very good investment.
right. And the same thing with, I mean, even the people that weren't on the Wentz wagon, they were like, when we picked Jalen Hurts, well, after just giving Carson all that money, and then we turn around and spend a high second round pick on Jalen Hurts, our fans were losing their minds. They were losing their minds because but now in hindsight, it looks like a very good pick because
in hindsight, but I to this day I'm still going to call it a very questionable pick.
Oh, absolutely.
And because you got to think about it, for that time, for that moment in time, we had to deal with that. We had to deal with that all year. For 365 days, we had to deal with that. Right. And that was not a healthy not a healthy environment to be in as a supporter of the Philadelphia Eagles. That was not healthy for anybody. That was not a healthy environment for anybody to be in. Right. But obviously now knowing the situation, knowing the situation, it's like, okay, we got him. So it worked out, right? But he still has to play. We still got to see how it pans out in this, in a 17-game stretch. Can he stay healthy? Knowing his play style. You know what I'm saying? Can he drop back, read the field, and make his reads and launch that ball, wherever he needs to be? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Can he drop it in the breadbasket?
Right.
So we still have a lot of things that, Jalen Hurts isn't out of the woods yet. He still got to go out that field and produce at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jalen Hurts has a lot to prove right now. And he's doing all the right things off the field. He's doing all the right things. And, he's giving you everything you want out of your starting quarterback. But he has to produce at the end of the day. Now, there's going to be some learning curves. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some hiccups along the way. But I expect him to – my expectation for him is just to improve on a weekly basis. I need to see him developing. I need to see – I need to not see mistakes I saw a week prior. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I need to consistently see growth. I need to see I need to see smart football play. I need to see him protecting the football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to see him taking advantage of what the defense gives him and not trying to do too much, not playing hero ball.
Right. And I think the hire of Brian Johnson is going to be big for Jalen Hurts' development because they have not only have they they've both shown that they can do it on the field, as far as coaching and performing, but they have a personal connection. Their families are his dad on a pretty regular basis, stays in contact with Brian Johnson. So him and his dad have had that continued relationship with Brian Johnson, our new quarterback coach. So I think that was a really, really big hire, and just another sign that at least for this year, until he proves us otherwise, that this franchise they're all in. It's Hurts season, baby. They're all in. We just drafted Devontae Smith. That's showing you, that's giving him exactly what he wants, exactly what he needs, his number one target. And, we're just putting these pieces together around him that shows to me that we're bringing these guys in on these 1-year deals. It feels a lot like, and don't get it twisted, guys. I'm not trying to say that we're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but some of these moves feel like the 17-18 season. They really do, bringing in Ryan Kerrigan on a 1-year deal, these guys on these 1-year deals, it has that feel to it,
I feel you. And, let's not forget. And again, we have to manage our expectations, but let's not forget though, CW11 came in his sophomore season and lit it up.
Right.
He had a very average, mediocre, subpar rookie season. Wasn't the best, wasn't the great, wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. It was middle of the pack.
Right.
And no one thought that Eagles team was going to do what they did. That team was like the last team you thought was going to do anything in the playoffs.
Right.
Like that wasn't. I don't think that was the ceiling. Like,
right.
I don't think that was the expectation.
Right, and Carson was on his way to an MVP season that year.
Right, so we'll see. We'll see, man. This is going to be really exciting to watch. Ultimately, it's hard. It's going to be a hard read to figure out, how just what his ceiling is, because we haven't really seen too much out of him. It's really hard to judge him either way, negative or poorly, because he came in such a chaotic situation.
Right.
He came into a situation where the offense was stagnant, and he had to provide some kind of spark. He had to overdo things, overthink things. He had to really, try to put the team on his back in certain instances. And we gotta give him credit where credit is due for coming in and doing what he did.
Right. We're gonna come out. I think we're gonna come out pretty hot. Because that's the advantage that Jalen Hurts and this team has going. Into the first 2 or 3 games at least, maybe even the 4th game, is that there's no film on this offense. There's no film on Jalen Hurts with this coaching staff. Yeah, you could study all you want from his film in college and his film last year, but good luck knowing what kind of offense we're going to run. Good luck knowing the type of plays that we're going to run. And that's, like I said, that's an advantage that Jalen needs to take advantage of early on in this season coming forth, because we're going to have the ability to come out and knock some people around, and punch some people in the mouth.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, I feel like what was missing a lot of the time was the fact that he was a lot of the things that happened last year. And Jalen, appreciate you, bro. And like a lot of the things that was missing from last year was the fact that a lot of situations lacked context. And a lot of people were just saying, oh, Jalen threw the ball away, he did this, he did that. And so my thing is, add the context to the situations, you know what I'm saying? And, Jalen Williams saying something very, very pointed that we need to really keep in mind. We can't judge him on a record. Don't judge him based on the results. We have to judge him based on making the right decision. Can he quarterback this team? That's the bottom. Can he quarterback this team? Can he protect the ball? You know what I'm saying? Can he put the ball where it needs to be so people can make plays? Because, right. He doesn't play defense. He's not the wide receiver. He's not the O lineman. He's none of those things. We really have to monitor our expectations of Jalen, because, again, he plays the quarterback position. His job is to hike the ball, put the ball where it needs to be, and after that point, it's out of his hands. So we really have to allow ourselves to let this man develop and allow this team to develop around him, because you're going to see mistakes. You're going to see him.
Oh, yeah.
Nonetheless, all he needs to do, in my opinion, is make the right decisions. Take steps forward and don't take steps back. Right. Welcome the moment, embrace the moment. Just be a positive Like, don't be the reason we lose. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really that simple for me. Don't be the reason we lose. It's that simple.
Let somebody else beat us. That not you. Yeah, exactly. You got to, and that starts with taking care of the football. You know, first and foremost, you got to limit the turnovers, and you got to put points on the board too. You know, you got to be able to convert in the red zone. You know, and score touchdowns instead of kicking field goals, because that's another thing. You know, I don't know if we've brought any other kickers in, but Jake Elliott definitely needs some competition. You know,
For sure. And it's funny you said that, right? It's funny you said that. And also, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. It really helps the live stream really, you know, grow. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps spike the algorithms. Make sure you guys hit the like button on my channel and on Philly Foothills channel as well, the Nest Out West. We are live on two channels, baby, 2 channels. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on both of our content. We are grinding. We are on our way up, man. Truly, we are appreciating you guys big time, man. My man, Philly Foothills is holding it down in California. He holding it down in the foothills. You dig? Yep. He is holding it down on the West Coast, and we always try to make this thing happen, regardless of the time difference. I'm super grateful to this guy, man, for always reaching out and always keeping his door wide open for me, no matter what, man. I appreciate this guy a lot, man. But you mentioned Jake Elliott, the fact that he needs competition. Nick Sirianni mentioned in the press conference that Jake Elliott, he's actually one of the more competitive guys, believe it or not. And for some reason, he's good at these. He's good at almost everything. Like that's what Nick Sirianni was saying. He was saying like it's weird. Like he has these weird quirks where he's just good at strange things. Like he's really good at ping pong for some reason. It's weird. But like you said, to your point though, he needs competitive. He needs competition back there to let him know, hey, listen, the money don't mean nothing, baby. The money don't mean nothing. We need to see you make it happen big time.
Right.
That's my biggest thing.
Iron doesn't sharpen itself. And to answer your question, Jason, yeah, I am in California. I'm in the foothills of Northern California. I'm pretty much right in between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. So if any of you guys who are in Philly or the Philly area or back east, if you guys are ever looking for a great, beautiful vacation spot, Lake Tahoe, California. Oh my, it's a lake at upper elevation. You could swim in the beautiful clear water in the summertime, and you could ski in the snow in the winter. So definitely any time of year, it's beautiful. Definitely highly suggest it. And if you're ever in the area, just honk your horn going down I-80. I'll hear you.
Hey, shout out to Joey Shakes for coming in, locking in with the kids.
Thanks for checking out the live stream, Joey. We really, really appreciate it.
For sure. And thanks for checking out. Oh, and thanks for grabbing the merch, my guy. Okay. Yo, bro, whenever it comes in, man, like take a pic of it. You know what I mean? Like send it to me, DM it to me, however you got to do it. I need to see that, bro. I really appreciate you, my guy. Like the Chalk It Up merch is going up. I appreciate you guys, man.
He's gonna be rocking that Chalk It Up. He's gonna be rocking that Chalk It Up tank top. I could already see it.
Hey, it's so funny. Joey's a hoodie guy, right? So don't be surprised if Joey ain't got the Chalk It Up hoodie or Charges to the Game hoodie, man.
Right?
Like don't be surprised, man. Like Joey's a hoodie guy.
I'm sure everybody in this live stream right now knows who Joey Shakes 72 is by now. He's got a big Eagles channel. He does Eagles content pretty much every single day. Guy sometimes puts out multiple videos a day. So go check him out. If you haven't already, go sub him up. Tell him Philly Foothills and Tone DeShields sent you. And
yes, sir.
I guarantee you will not be disappointed because Joey knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for quite a while now. And
sure. Listen, Joey needs no introductions. He needs no introductions, man.
Exactly.
That man been grinding for a long time. That man needs no introduction.
Man.
It's a good dude, a solid dude, man. He's always looking to help people and make sure point him in the right direction. He's a giver. You know what I'm saying? He always lends his platform to other creators. He's always willing to help put guys in position. He's just a good dude. He's just a genuine good guy, man. And guys like that, don't fall off trees. So appreciate Joey while you got him, you guys. He's a very good dude. Very good dude.
Facts. Very much so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So Joey says, I want to have a huge collab. I want you guys in. Got some plans in the works. I DM. Hey, listen, bro. You know we down.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know we down, baby boy. You know what I mean? Like you know how we living.
Absolutely.
You know how we living. Big time, man.
Hit us up in the DMs. We'll be there for sure.
For sure. Jalen Williams says, kicker is a fragile minded position. I don't know if bringing in competition helps. I think investing into a kicking coach will help more than another kicker. Interesting. and interesting because Jalen played football. I think Jalen played O-line. So, like, I'm pretty sure he had to protect the kicker many a times. And that's a very interesting take. I've never thought about it like that. I've never thought about it never thought about them being fragile-minded individuals. I've never even given that the slightest thought at all. I just always chalked it up to, hey, they're football players. Hey, you got to be tough in some aspect. But then again, you're only kicking a ball, and you hardly ever get touched.
Job. Right.
So,
you got one job. How fragile can you be? You only have one job. Come on now.
But then again, that might be just it, though.
That's true.
Like that's the only thing. That's the only thing to gauge success. Did you make it or did you miss? Right. No one cares about the circumstances. Right. Did you make it or did you miss? So by there being such a small margin for error, by it being such a limited gauge of success,
right?
That's probably why it's such a mental game for them.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Because one could say that, outside of the quarterback position, if you were to individualize the positions in football, and and I'm going on the pressure and fan scrutiny and things like that. I mean, kicker's probably some people would say, I'm sure kicker is number 2 on that list. It's got to be because they win and lose games for teams, and they're just kicking the ball. The guys hike it, the guys block, the guy holds the ball, but they're responsible for kicking that ball to get those points. And like I said, it could be the difference between winning and losing the games, and a lot of the times it is. So, yeah, I mean that's true. That's a very good point, Jalen Williams. We appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I rock with Jalen, man. Jalen always hold me to the fire, and I love it. Jalen always challenges me, man. Like he makes me a better content creator. Like I really rock with Jalen, man. Shout out to Jay Will for sure.
Big shout out. Man. You're doing a good job because Tone puts in the work. Definitely. I found Tone on a live stream with Joey Shakes, matter of fact, and I have been following Tone ever since. And I'm just very, very humbled now to be able to work with my guy now, and just very, very honored because the way I heard you speak when you were on Joey's channel, and the knowledge that I heard come out of you, I'm like, oh, I'm sold. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's
hey man, I appreciate you, man. Like I don't want to undervalue that. Like I really appreciate you, just being able to share that, man. Like right. Super grateful to any and everybody that just rocks with me. Like it's funny because I've always hated the sound of my voice when I hear it because I used to do college radio and things of that nature, and like I always was like oh my voice, I hate my voice, but people were like, no, you have that voice to do what you need to do. And in my head I'm like, okay, well I guess I'll just run with it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I try to just take everything in stride, try to remain as humble as I possibly can, man. I just feel grateful to be able to do this every single day with you guys, man. Every day is not promised, and I look at this content creation as more than just me just talking about sports. Each time we talk, each time we post a video, do a live stream, we're leaving our essence for the masses to consume and digest, and we're leaving a little piece of ourselves on this never-ending pool, never-ending ocean of the internet. And when we punch our ticket when we punch our ticket with the man upstairs, this is still going to live. This is still going to be here, and that's something that we can't undersell, we can't undervalue, can't underappreciate it. It can't be. It has to be noted. We live beyond this content. If things end tomorrow for me, God forbid, if things end tomorrow for me, this content lives beyond me. And I can honestly say, you know what? I gave it my all. I did my best. I followed my dreams. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for you for locking in, being able to believe in me. I'm grateful for you locking in on your content as well. My man, like your comfort level has just gone to a whole nother level. I'm telling you this because I see it, I hear it. From when we first started collaborating, from watching your earlier videos up until now, my man, your comfort level, your confidence has leveled up beyond belief. And I try to treat all of this like, I played a lot of video games growing up. I played a lot of RPGs growing up, a lot of role-playing games, a lot of story mode games. And in those kind of video games, they have things called experience points. And I played a lot of Pokemon as well. They have a thing called experience points, and you don't gain experience points unless you go out there to the world, put yourself out there for the world, and you put yourself through the grinder, and you live, learn, and you bump your head a few times, you to roll with the punches. You don't gain experience points by sitting at home and just twiddling your fingers, or you don't gain experience points by just wondering what if. You gain experience points by taking risks. You gain experience points by just putting your feet to the pavement and just grinding, my guy. And with experience points, we level up. And then each time we level up, it gets a little harder to gain those experience points. So I just admire you for staying committed to the craft, staying committed to the goal, staying committed to the vision, and understanding that this progress is a process. You know what I'm saying? And we have to just accept everything that comes with it, good and bad. Accept the love, accept the hate, and just look at it like, hey, man, this is what we love to do. And sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we have bad takes. You know what I'm saying? It's all a part of it. It's all a part of it, man. And like, I'm just so grateful to be able to do this every single day on any level. Because my goal was to grow this beyond belief. My goal was to take this to a level where I can't even fathom it. My dreams are so big. And, I'm just so grateful that I can do it on any level, man. And I'm grateful that I met a guy like you, so we can collaborate, so we can all network and just build each other up, man. Because when one of us takes it a step further, we're just carving out a path for the people behind us or next to us. You know what I'm saying? It's all a beautiful thing, my man. It's all beautiful.
Right. I agree 100%. Like I said earlier, it's just very it's very humbling to it's for just to see people continue to come back for our content too. Not only are they Philadelphia Eagles fans, but they value our our opinion as well, and that's just really I take that as very, very high respect. And you guys, we can't do this. We can't do it without you. Like we always say, you guys are the food and the oxygen to our channels. You're the oil to the engines, which keeps us running. So just continue to support us, and we're gonna continue to be here for you guys, no matter what. Like Tone said, this content is gonna live on beyond us, and our kids and our grandkids are going to be able to watch this content. So to me, that's a pretty neat thing. And I'm just very, very humbled and appreciative to all my Philbillies, to all the fans of Tone DeShields, the second to chalk it up, to every one of you guys who continue, just put in that work on your end and watch our content and come into these live streams and put in your comments and things like that, and buy the merch and everything. It's so very much appreciated. And like you said, Tone, I couldn't be happier having found such a great, loving family on this YouTube and this Eagles fan community that I'd always knew was there, and it was probably a missing part of my life. And I'm really, really, really glad I found it. And you're definitely a big part of that, Tone, and very, very happy to work with you and look forward to the future for sure.
For sure, my man. On that note, I don't think, what else is there really to say, man? We've covered so many topics. Today we covered the Eagles and the ups and downs and the highs and lows, what they expect. A lot of people are wondering, where can this team go, my man? Where can this content go? And the only place I have to go is up. Some people wonder, like, even with JJ Arcega-Whiteside, can he become a tight end? Who knows, Logan? Who knows, right? It's all about that commitment to the craft, a willingness to get better, a willingness to find your path. Sometimes a lot of us have a dream, and sometimes that dream may not materialize the way we thought. Sometimes you have to pivot so you can still make a semblance of your dream into a reality. Some people want to be musicians, some people want to be rappers, right? But sometimes maybe you're not meant to be the rapper. Sometimes you're meant to be the producer. Sometimes you're meant to be the manager. You can still be in that world. Right. But sometimes you have to pivot when things don't really go your way. And I think, and to answer JJ Arcega-Whiteside, maybe he has to pivot. Who knows, right? And then like you just holding it down on the West Coast, holding it down, in the foothills between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, just holding it down, man. It's amazing, especially with the time difference. It's just so dope, just knowing someone from California, man. That feels good to me. Like, like I'll admit it to you, my man. Like, that feels good to me. And again, I'm blessed that we met each other, my man. I'm blessed that we were able to connect. This is a grind, my God. We are on our way, and don't you ever forget it, my God. So, on that note, man, I think we should close it out. Any final thoughts on this team? Any final thoughts on anything we just talked about? Any final thoughts to the people?
Just like I always say, everybody, just be very, especially I want to kind of take a moment, because the weather's warming up, especially out here on the West Coast, but I'm sure it's warming up all over the country. Coming into summertime and things like that. I just want everyone to please be safe when you go around any waterways, especially rivers or lakes or oceans, where there's current, things like that. I was almost a victim of, I almost drowned when I was in high school. But the thing is that I knew not to fight the current. I was taught not to panic. And when you panic, you burn up oxygen. When you burn up oxygen, then you lose consciousness, and it's all downhill from there. But I didn't panic and luckily I was in a river, and the current popped me back up. But that scared the hell out of me. And it was very, very, it was an eye-opening moment for me. And I just wanted to, like I said, the weather's warming up, and with people going boating and swimming out in the waterways, just please make sure you watch the little ones, wear your life preservers, and just like Tone said, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So take today as a present, because that's why they call it that, because it's a gift, and live to see tomorrow. Be safe, be humbled, and as always, fly Eagles fly. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on your screen. And until next time, peace and love, y'all.
For sure. And y'all already know how I get down, man. This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been tuned into your dose of Chalk It Up. We're no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys, before you get out of here, like, comment, and subscribe to both myself and Philly Foothills from the Nest Out West. We were live on 2 channels, you guys. 2 channels, 2 times, 2 chains. We were live on 2 channels, you guys. And we really appreciate you guys for locking in for as long as you did. You guys are truly a blessing. You guys are truly a gift. This content does not move without you guys. Make sure you guys check out that Chalk It Up merch shop as well. The numbers are going up. Super grateful to you guys. I try to keep the prices as low as I possibly can so everybody can afford it. I know it's a pandemic, and I know people are still out of work, still trying to bounce back. And, I try to keep the prices as low as I possibly can. So I'm just super grateful to you guys for locking in. Super grateful to my man, Philly Foothills, for locking in with me from the Nest Out West. You already know how we get down. Listen, fly Eagles fly, one love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And we'll catch y'all next time.